Hey YouTube. So of course you guys know that I am like a reality TV fanatic. So I have a personal interest in the Bravo TV series Thicker Than Water. It is on season 3, episode 2 now, just aired this past Sunday, and I have been watching it from season 1. I have a personal interest in it for one because my dad's a pastor. So I feel like I can kind of relate to the whole first family thing or the pastor's family thing. And I like to see other perspectives, not just like the whole preacher's daughter thing or, sometimes they really try to paint us in a bad, like, light. And it's not all the way true. But tonight's episode kind of was an example of that. Not tonight's episode, but this past week's episode. So, Thicker Than Water, starring the Tankards. So, Ben Tankard, which my parents have met him and his wife. Kind of weird. I didn't know that, but they've been at conferences with him and talked to him and different things like that. So whatever the case, the Tankards. I really liked their show. The first season, they were ironing out a lot of their issues and things. This season has started. Everybody's out of the house except for Marcus and his wife Tish. They are now in the house. They just had a baby not too long ago, baby Micah, so cute, and he actually looks just like his dad. And who else? Cyrene was back from college. Her second semester, she really messed up as far as her diet, and she's not supposed to eat gluten and things like that, so she was in the hospital a lot of that time, and so she had to come back home and recover for 5 months. Okay, well, with that being said, um, there were a few key things that happened in tonight's episode, or well, in this episode that are actually like worth mentioning. So let's start off with Brooklyn Tankard. So Brooklyn, she was very successful with selling the hair and then hair shows and things, and now she's focusing on a singing career, and so she's really trying to get her vocals right. It's not like she's amazing right now, but I didn't really expect her to be like right off the bat. But it seems like she's working at it. And if we look at her in previous seasons, when she really works at something, eventually she perfects it and she's successful at it. Just like when she did like some type of run, she made it through that. So in that case, I'm pretty sure she'll do well with that. Her brother was helping her out with vocal training, so that's something new that she's working on. Okay, as far as Marcus and Tish, something about their storyline that stood out to me is that Tish, their baby sleeps in the bed with them. She feels more comfortable with the baby sleeping in the bed with them. However, Marcus wants the baby to not sleep in the bed with them because he kind of wants some like them time or just the bed to be to themselves. Now, I have 2 kids. One is 1 and the other one is like 8 months. They are 15 months apart. Now, I can say that I understand Tish, and I don't know if it's because we're the ones that carried the babies, but you kind of have like an attachment, like, to your kids, and the mother tends to worry a little bit more than the father. So, like, my baby, she has acid reflux, and my other baby, like, she's just teeny tiny, and she just had surgery not too long ago. So I really feel like I need to listen to them breathe at night. Like, that's the only thing that's going to keep me calm. So I do think that there's not necessarily a rush to get your kid out the room because you want to still be able to like sleep at night and know that like everything is going to be okay. So I think it's a process for everybody because sometimes the situation is flipped where the dad doesn't want the kid to be out of the bed yet because the dad is worried or concerned or whatever. So whatever the case, as long as they still get their time to themselves and go on dates and have their special little weekends and things, I think it's fine. Okay, now the main thing of this episode, which really got to me, would be Cyrene Tankard. So Cyrene is 19 years old or 18. I think she's 19 now. Just went off to college last year. Before she went to college, she was saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, baptized. I mean, she was the model angel child. Now she went off to college and she was just kind of like, let me explore the world. I'm going to do what I want, when I want. I'm going to go party, kick it, drink, smoke, be with whoever. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying she's just loose with everybody, but she just did her thing, which I was I'm a pastor's kid, and when I went off to college, I was like, hey, I've always liked to dance at school dances, so hey, let's go to a party, whatever, if I can drink wine, I can drink a mixed drink, but it's like, I think some of the things she had to kind of like, it was kind of like a forbidden fruit thing, so she wanted to like experience it. At the same time, I don't agree with her doing these things when they affect her health. I don't think that just like living life and trying to feel like you're having fun is more important than your health. Like, you can't kill yourself. Like, you're only 19 years old. And I don't think that her parents are trying to like have a leash on her. But when your mom has to completely readjust her schedule, your aunt's helping because you have to stay at her house for 2 weeks. They've hired you a nutritionist. They've been in the hospital with you for months at a time. They have spent $40,000, $50,000. Are you kidding me? Girl, you better eat these crackers and you better drink this water. You ain't eating nothing else. Like, I would be that type of parent. I'd be like, are you serious? Like, of course, if something happened, I'm not going to be like, I'm not paying for it. I'm just going to let you die. No, but like, you're not going to control my bank account and my time. What you're going to do is live by your diet. Like, do not kill yourself. What do you need? Like, therapy or something? Like, what do we need? I think at that moment, she was embarrassed because all of her family was around. But that was a moment of intervention. Like, look, everybody cares about you. We're not going to sit here and watch you eat cake and mess up your diet, because your health doesn't just affect you. It might affect you physically, but it affects all the rest of us emotionally. Some of them maybe even physically, because the thought of her like feeling like she's dying might affect them physically, where they feel like sick to their stomach. Like, it's just so much. And I thought that was kind of selfish of her. And I think she kind of has the mindset of, oh, I'm 18, I'm 19, just let me live my life. I understand that a lot of 18, 19-year-olds think that way. But at the same time, you should listen to people who have your best interest at heart. And they're not trying to be like, oh, you can't go have fun. Yeah, do all that. But you're not the type of person where you can go drink. That one drink could affect your diet. Like, that could affect your health overall. Smoking, that's going to affect your health. Like, you do whatever you want to do, but keep those things in mind. Like, maybe you need to just drink Sprite while everybody else is drinking their mixed drinks. But that is the sacrifice you have to make because of the health condition that you have. It's unfortunate, but that's just, what it is. So, I thought she was being like real smart alecky when she's like, I don't trust you, to her dad, you're a snitch. I could have never said that to my parents, like at her age. Not even now. I would never tell them, you are a snitch. Are you kidding me? And I am fully grown with 2 kids and a husband. Like, I would never do that. I think there should be a level of respect. And I don't know if she's playing it up for the cameras, but even if there were cameras around, I feel like my parents would slap me into next week, okay? So I couldn't do that. But with that being said, I hope that Cyrene is able to watch this, and this is a form of therapy for her. Like, man, that was like super disrespectful, and these people really just have my best interest at heart. I know she's gone back to school since then, and I know in this time in her life, that's generally when people are trying to find themselves, and I hope that she does, do some soul searching, and she's able to find herself so that she can cut out all this extra, because it's not good for her health overall. But that was the rebellious, part, stereotype that people already think about pastors' kids. And so, in that essence, it changes. First season, she looked like the model pastor's kid. And second season, it was like, she's getting a little boyfriend, whatever. Third season, it was like, hey, I'm going to do what I want. And that was like the stereotype that people were looking for. But this is only the beginning. That could always change. So, let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And check me out at mrsblogaholic.com. Bye.